As I turn this test bench on, you'll see how that could have cost me this entire project. Over the last few days, I've built 4 gaming PCs to see if I could turn them into something much bigger. By the end of it, those builds would all be sold. But whether they actually made money, we'll find out at the end. But getting there wasn't as straightforward. Medical school isn't cheap, so instead of spending my free time working a normal part-time job, I've been building and flipping gaming PCs. Every successful flip gets me one step closer. And as you can see, I've made my room into an absolute mess. All 4 PCs that we look at today are gonna have a Ryzen 5 3500X, 16 gigs of DDR4 RGB RAM, a 512GB NVMe SSD, and a 650 watt power supply. The only real difference between the builds is the graphics card, and 2 of them are black themed and 2 of them are white themed. But ultimately, how much profit can each of them make? The GPUs are almost different for all of them because they're all based on what deals I got at what time. Like this one has an RTX 4060, but this I got for completely free. I built this gaming PC for 1052 AED and eventually I sold it for 2100. And if all went well, this would be my most profitable build of this batch, and thankfully everything came together how I expected. After making 1047 in profit, we add that to the Medschool fund. Build number 2 is another black themed build, but this time it has an RTX 2060. I had 1196 dirhams invested into this system, and it eventually sold for 2300, bringing in another 1104 in profit. So just giving everyone a quick backstory check if you're interested, I live in the UAE and I'm studying medicine in Europe, which to be honest is not really easy, and it's not cheap either. So what I do every single year is I flip gaming PCs until I can fund it, and now you're gonna be joining me on the journey. I know you're enjoying the video, so might as well hit that subscribe button and click like. You can also comment down below if you have any questions regarding your flipping journey, because honestly, as the teenager, I would recommend every single person out there to get into PC flipping. I know it's not the best time right now because of the RAM prices and the SSD prices, but to be honest, you have to start somewhere. If you keep thinking I'll wait for the prices to go down, you're never gonna make it. Here's the completed look of the PC, which leaves 2151 in our fund. Next up, it's build number 3. 2 systems down and 2 more to go, and this is where things start to get interesting. Now it was time for the first white build. Personally, this ended up being one of my favorite builds, almost ever. With an RTX 2060, and just like the other systems, it uses a Ryzen 5 3500X, 16 gigs of DDR4 and the same SSD. The only real difference is the look, and I think the white theme turned out incredibly clean. This build cost me 1375 dirhams, and after listing it, it sold for 2000. So I was building these 2 PCs together at the same time, and I thought everything was going perfectly. But of course, not everything went according to my plans. When I was testing the second white one, it started to give me a blue screen, and that kind of scared me because that shouldn't be happening. I've tested all of the parts except one. Here's what happened next. I set up a test bench and I was trying to figure out what was wrong because nothing was overheating, everything seemed to work properly, and this is when this happened. My power supply blew up. There was a giant spark and an explosion, and I was doing this at 3 AM when the breakers fell. When you're flipping PCs, one faulty component can wipe out hundreds in profit. Thankfully, I replaced the power supply and the motherboard seemed to work fine. And as I told you guys already, these PCs were built for 1375 and then sold for 2000, leaving me with a profit of 625 AED per PC, which is honestly pretty worth it. And now I tell you guys how I end up selling them. Once I'm done building the PCs, I take some really nice pictures of it, portrait and landscape, and then I post it on Facebook Marketplace and this local website called Dubizzle. And after hours of building, troubleshooting, cable management, benchmarking and testing, here they are, 4 complete gaming PCs ready for their new owners. Now for the question I've been waiting to answer from the very beginning. Was it worth it? Well, my total investment in all 4 PCs was 4898. My revenue was 7850 and my profit being 2948. Will flipping gaming PCs pay for my entire medical degree? Probably not. But every successful flip gets me one step closer. And honestly, that's why I keep doing it. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed, and I'll see you in the next flip.